Welcome back to the Aligned in Action podcast. There's something I haven't shared until now, and it's something that completely shook me this month, completely disrupted my plans, tested my nervous system, tested my trust in the universe, and cracked me open in a way I could never have anticipated. And I unfortunately cannot share all the exact details here, but what I can share is what it taught me about manifestation, surrender, the illusion of control, and most importantly, about who I really am. So, in this episode, I'm going to walk you through what looked like a total curveball that ruined my April and the 30-day manifestation experiment that I've been doing. But it turned out to be the divine guidance and divine detour that actually aligned me with my highest path. So, at the start of April, I started my 30-day manifestation and identity experiment. As you know, I shared a lot about it in this podcast. I did a whole episode about it. And my main intention doing this 30-day experiment was taking my business to its next level, energetically, creatively, financially. So I had this big workshop masterclass planned for the end of the month. I have also been talking about it a lot here on the podcast. And I also plan to launch a very excited offer off the back of it by the end of April. And in order for me to really get to that next level, I committed to certain tools that I would do every single day in April and really commit to embody that next level self and the next level in my business. So that included daily visualization and gratitude, daily nervous system regulation, listening to subliminals daily, doing breath work, writing out my fears, quantum jumping 2 to 3 times a week, acting on what I can control. And if you want to hear more about this experiment, that episode is a really powerful episode. And I got so much good, amazing feedback from you guys. So definitely, if you didn't listen to that, go back and listen to that because that can give you the guidance that you need. And you're going to hear in this episode what it's done for me. Absolutely incredible. But when I started this at the beginning of the month, I felt powerful. I felt focused. I felt anchored. I was doing the work every day, visualizing my next level self, the next level in my business. But on day 11, so April 11th, I think it was 11th, we traveled to Cyprus. That was a planned family holiday. And on that day, something happened. Again, I cannot really say, unfortunately, what it was, but it was very unexpected and very high stakes. It triggered a massive amount of fear and uncertainty and anxiety in me. And it really took over my nervous system for the 10 full days that we were away. So I found myself in this situation where I had absolutely no control over the outcome. It was also time sensitive. So I needed the outcome to come fast. And a lot depended on it, a lot of money and a lot of my entire future, to be honest. I know it sounds dramatic and I know you're probably like, what? Because I can't share what it was. But yeah, it was basically massive. And I got really anxious throughout my holiday. I was also annoyed because I found myself not being able to concentrate on doing the 30-day manifestation challenge and manifestation experiment and really kind of doing the daily work because I was so nervous. And then even when I did it, I was kind of like, instead of visualizing the next level of my business, I was just kind of trying to manifest this thing coming about the right way and on the right time, right? So suddenly from like shifting, I had to shift the focus from manifesting this next level in my business to manifesting this unexpected thing that was just an annoyance, turning out to be good and not having negative consequences. So that was the first thing. Then the second thing is, because it was occupying so much of my mental space, and also I had some unexpected work to do towards my PhD, I found myself not being able to work on finalizing my masterclass and finalizing the offer that I was going to launch off the back of it. And as a recovering perfectionist, I cannot tell you how difficult it was when days passed and I realized, my goodness, I will not be able to deliver this masterclass on time. I just don't have the time or the mental capacity to work on it. And same for the offer that I was planning to launch off the back of it. So I was basically spiraling. So on the day after we flew into Cyprus, I really sat with it and I dropped into the energy. And what I know and what I always tell my clients is that everything that happens in our reality is a reflection of our inner world. We have the law of reflection. Everything that happens to us, whether that's situations, whether that's the way people treat us, anything at all is a reflection of something in our creator field, in our electromagnetic field, basically in our inner world. So I used a self inquiry process that I normally do with my clients, and it is called the diamond model. And we use that model every time we want to figure out what is stopping us from achieving a desired outcome. So we have our current outcome. What is creating that outcome that is actually stopping us from achieving the desired outcome, which would be the opposite of the present outcome? So I traced that back to its root using that model and asked myself, what's really going on here? What is this experience trying to show me? Now, bear in mind with this model and with this tool, the thing that's happening in our inner world can be completely unrelated to what's happening in our external world. So something could be off in our inner world and it could manifest in a way that we wouldn't even think of like connecting it, but it's all connected. So what came up for me was huge. The word that came up for me was exposed. It was this fear that at the core, I'd be found out, seen as someone who's not good enough, not real, not ready, almost like a silly little girl pretending to be someone that she's not. And suddenly it all clicked for me. That exact fear of exposure had been showing up in my business. So I have been going through the motions in my business for the past few months. As some of you may know, until a few months ago, I was a health and fitness coach, online health and fitness coach. I never felt truly aligned with it, to be honest. And the reasons I got into it was I might just get into it in a future episode. But for so long, I wasn't aligned with what I was doing. I did not like talking about weight loss. I did not like talking about calories. I love eating healthy. I love working out, but I knew that this is not something that I'd be able to sustain forever because truly it's not my biggest passion. So for months, I've been feeling like I don't want to do that. And then a few months ago, I changed. I changed towards mindset and high performance coaching, which kind of felt right, but still not 100%. I am a high performer. I love mindset, but more than that, I love manifestation, identity, and intuition. And this entire time, I almost tried to hide it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a mindset and high performance coach with a spiritual twist. There was a part of me that for some reason was afraid of being quote unquote exposed, of being into manifestation and owning my spirituality and owning my intuitive gifts. Why is that? There was probably a fear of judgment. I haven't, to be honest, fully dug deep into that. But what I found was that I have to let go of that fear of being exposed, to let go of that fear of being fully authentic. And that would cause that situation to resolve. So, what I basically found out is that this whole situation, unexpected situation, stressful situation that I found myself in while I was on a family holiday, was actually a mirror to my inner world. And that fear of being exposed was actually what created that circumstance and was what I had to let go of for that situation to resolve and for me to be able to manifest the best outcome. So, this whole situation was a mirror, and that made me realize that I had to stop. I had to let go of that fear of being exposed in my business. So, what did that mean for me? That meant that I took some time off Instagram where I usually show up daily. That meant that I stopped selling my offers and I really just had to sit in silence every day by the beach and see what it is that I actually want to do with my business. And it took time, but one day what I did was I went on my Instagram stories and I told people about the fact that I have always been highly intuitive, that I have always been able to read people around me, that I have always been able to give them amazing tools and advice that sometimes hasn't made sense, but always gave them what they wanted if they listened and went ahead and did it. And that was something that was so scary for me to do because being seen as an intuitive is weird, right? Especially as I was a nutrition and fitness coach. So many of the people that follow me just came to me for very scientific, basic weight loss advice, right? And I have all these like gym bros who follow me who think manifestation and intuition is bullshit. So that was fucking scary. Excuse my language. That was really scary exposing myself like that. And I even asked people if they would want me to do a quick read for them on my stories for free. And people actually requested those reads. I was shocked. I thought people would think I am insane. And I'm sure some people did. But that thing that people actually reached out and asked for reads, and then all of them also said to me that I was spot on. Now, bear in mind, I don't know these people. And still, I read them intuitively, spot on about what was stopping them from achieving their desires, what they need to do to shift, what their inner thoughts and fears are. So I did that. And that I think already broke a part of like fear of being exposed, right? I knew that I had to let go of that fear of being exposed in order to be able to manifest that thing happening in the best way possible. So, over those next 10 days, I really made sure to connect to what it is that I really want to do to stop being scared of being seen, of being exposed for who I am, and showing my intuitive abilities and talking about manifestation on my stories, even if it doesn't make sense to people who followed me for weight loss advice, right? So, after that breakthrough, and while processing throughout the 10 days what it means being fully authentic and what it means not being afraid of being exposed and how to go about it, I also dropped the obsession with the method of how it would all work out. I tuned in intuitively to see what are the main tools that I need to do to make sure that this situation resolves itself in the best way possible. Now, two things came up for me. The first thing is visualizing the end outcome, the final moment, and visualizing myself in it. Okay. So, not even visualizing getting the email saying me that it's all been sorted out or getting the phone call or whatever, literally just visualizing the relief that I feel in my body. Telling my husband, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's all sorted. I can't believe I lost sleep over this, like during our holiday. Texting my mom, laughing and saying that it's sorted. It's been so easy. Right. And so that was one thing, really connecting visually in my mind to the final moment, not visualizing the how, not even visualizing the email or the phone call, just visualizing my relief. And the second thing that came about was regulating my nervous system. So I was very, very stressed. Again, I lost sleep over this. I constantly walked around with like a lump in my throat throughout the holiday. And I just felt intuitively that I had to regulate my nervous system. Now, this is something that I was already doing as part of my 30-day experiment, both things, right? Visualizing and regulating my nervous system. Visualizing, obviously, the visualization had to change from manifesting the business to manifesting this thing being sorted out. And then with the energy work and regulating my nervous system, I kind of wasn't doing that for a few days because I was so stressed. And I was like, okay, I really need to get back into it. And luckily, I was in Cyprus, which is a warm country. So, what I did every day, in addition to the energy healing work that I do every day to tune into my intuition, was earthing, which is something that, again, I was already planning to do at the beginning of the month when I was in Cyprus. I knew I would do it. I just thought I would do it to, again, manifest this business thing and all this other thing. So, every day, I literally just walked barefoot on the grass, and I cannot tell you how amazing that felt. There's something about that, about walking barefoot on grass. It just grounds you immediately and calms your nervous system immediately. Then I also did the other things as well. I listened to the subliminals. I expressed gratitude, which let me tell you, when you are in a shit situation, it is not easy to express gratitude, but I did that anyway. And mainly what I did was staying in trust, reminding myself that the universe didn't bring me this far just to abandon me now, and everything happens for me. Everything happens for a reason. Another thing that I did, by the way, was trying to get myself as neutral about this as possible. So, trying to see how, even if this thing didn't turn out good, even if it turned out bad, seeing how that could actually be good for me. And I wish I could give you more detail about what it was exactly, but I cannot. So I might just do another episode in the future about getting neutral about things and just give specific examples that isn't this example. Now, the day we came back from Cyprus, guess what? The exact feeling that I was visualizing came true. So I got the news that the thing was all sorted, no negative consequences, no resistance, no issues. Everything just happened as I visualized it. The relief, the laugh, the telling my husband that I can't believe I lost sleep over it, texting my mom. It just was all resolved. And again, not because I obsessed over the how or tried to control things, because truly I could not control how things would turn out. That was because I surrendered and aligned my energy with the outcome. I simply trusted the universe. And now I am finally seeing the big picture of how everything was just perfect. First of all, practicing all these tools for the first 11 days of this month before the situation came up prepared me for practicing them daily and intentionally while I was manifesting this thing, right? So for 11 days, I was manifesting the business, doing all the things. And even though it really bummed me out that I had to kind of change the focus on my manifestation, of my manifestation challenge and experiment, I still had all those tools in my belt that I had been practicing for 11 days. And that made it easier to actually stick to those tools when I really needed them, when it was really time sensitive and a lot was on the line for me. And the second thing that is even more amazing is, again, when I was doing the diamond model, I understood that what created this whole situation in my creator field was that feeling of being exposed or being scared of being exposed. And looking back, this was a lesson that I manifested, but actually turned out good. So, what I'm realizing now is that in the first 11 days of this 30-day experiment, when I was manifesting this next level in my business, those 11 days did not go to waste. In a sense, those 11 days actually created that really shitty situation in order for that next level in my business to manifest itself. Okay. I need you to really be with me now because this might get a bit complicated. So, those first 11 days in this experiment actually made that thing happen so I could shift that fear of being exposed faster so that my business would be more aligned with me faster. Okay. Are you getting that? So, I love how I'm asking you as if you can answer me. So, what happened was that situation happened. I did the diamond model. I figured out that underneath and what was creating it was this fear of being exposed. Now, bear in mind, this fear has always been there. I felt for months that I am struggling to be as authentic as I want to be. But obviously, if nothing major happens, right? You're not going to like go out of your way to change it. So this massive situation manifested in my life so that I have to deal with that fear and that gap, so that I have to release that fear of being exposed, so that I become more authentic. And as a result, my business is really going to the next level now in a way that I didn't expect. So, no, I am not doing the masterclass and I am not doing that offer. They will happen, just not now. But what did happen was the day after I came back from a holiday, I was talking to a friend and she was like, why don't you just call yourself a manifestation coach? I see you and I know that you are a manifestation coach. And for the first time in my life, that clicked with me. I was like, yeah, I am a manifestation coach. So I went on Instagram straight away and changed my handle from being a mindset and high performance coach to being a manifestation coach and intuitive. And then I went and did something even more extreme. I went and archived 90% of my content on Instagram. So 2 years worth of content, boom, archived. All of my fitness videos and nutrition videos that took me ages to film and edit and plan and all of that, I archived them. And I felt so good because I think even when I was doing the mindset coaching, even when I had let go of fitness coaching and weight loss coaching, the fact that I still had all of those videos and all of those reels and all of those posts up on my Instagram almost kind of had this like weight on me that I couldn't let go of. So, after really having to deal with that fear of being exposed, after going fully authentic, because I knew that that's what would resolve that negative situation, suddenly I realized I'm a manifestation coach. I am archiving everything on my Instagram. And from now on, I am talking about what I am truly passionate about and about the work that I have already been doing behind the scenes with all of my clients that have been open to it. Even though most of my clients have been fitness clients, those who have been open to manifestation I have been doing this identity work, this manifestation work, this subconscious rewiring work with them behind the scenes. And they are the ones that have seen the most amazing results. And they are the ones that I've enjoyed coaching the most. So now we're only a few days after we came back from the holiday, a few days after I changed my title on Instagram, a few days after I archived most of my content. And I cannot tell you how much has shifted in these few days. I have been posting on Instagram like 2 to 3 times a day because my mind is racing with creative ideas because I just love talking about manifestation and intuition so much. Suddenly, I feel like I have no limits. I will talk to you about manifesting money, manifesting love, manifesting the body that you want, manifesting fucking everything because I am not holding myself back anymore. And you know what? For months, my engagement on Instagram has been really low. Again, now I realize because I was so afraid of being seen and being exposed. And in these last few days, finally posting content that I am truly, truly aligned with and excited about, the engagement has gone up. I am excited again. I'm feeling creative. And this morning, when I planned this podcast episode, suddenly it landed on me. Oh my gosh, the 30-day manifestation experiment actually worked. I thought on the 11th of April, I thought I was stopping the experiment. I have to shift everything. I might just manifest the next level of my business next month because this month I've just had to focus on this annoying thing. And then I realized today, no, wait, it has worked. So, what I wrote at the beginning of the month, and bear in mind, I'm a non specific manifester. So, I deliberately didn't focus on numbers. I could have set the goal of I want this and this many signups for my masterclass or for my offer, or I want to see this number in my bank account. But knowing I'm a non specific manifester, I wrote down the feeling that I want to feel at the end of the month. And are you ready for it? I'm going to read it to you now. I actually put it on my computer so that I have it all ready to read it to you when it's time. So I wrote this. By the end of April, I feel completely aligned and magnetic in my business. I feel energized, supported, and confident about the direction I'm going in. I've anchored into a powerful message and vision, and I know exactly who I'm calling in. I trust myself again. I feel spacious, focused, and creatively lit up. I've created momentum without burnout. I feel like a woman who makes money with ease and leads with soul. Is this not crazy? Is this not amazing? This is exactly how I feel right now. So, the first 11 days in my 30-day experiment manifested that crazy negative situation so that I would quantum leap in my life. I would let go of this fear of being seen. I would go fully authentic with who I am and what I want to do. And that's exactly what I called it. And this is where we are now. And this has happened completely not in the way that I expected, but in the way my soul clearly needed. Because I could have gone probably months, if not years, still calling myself a mindset and high performance coach and hiding behind those terms, being too scared of saying, hi, I'm a manifestation coach and an intuitive. And because I did this experiment and I called in this like massive alignment and magnetism in my business, I manifested this situation to happen so that I would have no choice but to deal with those fears and then become authentic in my business and aligned in my business so much faster. So, if you're on your own detour right now, wondering why the thing you planned is not flowing or why the thing you want just isn't happening, I want to remind you that the universe hears your desire and the universe has a plan for you. It will sometimes reroute you through the exact experiences that your soul and higher self need to have in order to become the version of you who can receive it much faster than you could have imagined. And this is where trust and surrender are so, so important. You do the work, but you also trust that things will happen in the best way possible for you, even if you cannot see it in the moment. And I have never been more grateful for a plot twist in my life. And if you are finding yourself in a similar situation where things feel unclear, when you are trying to manifest your biggest desire, but things are stuck, things are not moving as fast as you want them to, I invite you to book an intuitive clarity and guidance session with me. In these sessions, I tune into your energy, your higher self field, and your creator field in order to tell you exactly what is keeping you stuck in your inner world and giving you the tools, the energetic tools, the physical tools that your higher self wants you to do to shift into that higher timeline and into your desired reality faster than you could imagine. We combine intuition, we combine identity reprogramming tools, and we combine coaching to make sure that the tools that come up for you make sense for you and will work with your life. So if you're feeling cold, book through the link in the show notes. So I hope this helped and inspired you, and I will see you in the next episode.